hour-long keynote speech that we have with Anto. Shortly, that is how many people call. Her name is J. Anto Arokya Nitya. So she is a quality manager by profession and an art entrepreneur by passion. She has fondly branded as JAAN. That's what I see. It's the way John of Express to Lead. That's abbreviation J Anto Arakya Nitya. One thing that I always a good leader is a good listener. I always, every time when I see you at the meeting, your passion to listen each and everything that implies how good the leader is. She's own path breaker, not just one, for consecutive 4 years, and she also has got her DTM. She is the second runner of the humorous contest the year 2020-21, and she's also the Division D International Speech Contest champion. And she's going to give the keynote. Just lead. The stage is yours, Anto.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajna Singh. Hope I'm audible and visible. Okay, this is the first thing we always do, right? People say that in Toastmasters, you have to open with a question or something. But in Zoom, by default, it is giving a question. Am I audible and visible, right? Yeah. Okay. So the first thing is like, I have been associated with this club for a long time. I know Ratish was asking me for a long time to join the club like that. But it's been a long time. I have been associated with a lot of you guys as well, right? Along with Bhupati sir, Saran, and everyone I have been. And I'm really happy to be part of it. And the most happiest thing is like when Rajeshwari called me and said that the topic we wanted is about leadership. That's my favorite in entire Toastmasters. So, and I was really happy, and I was really happy, and I was glad to be here to share some of my experience of leadership in a Toastmasters. So for the first time when I took up a role in Toastmaster, right, that is the club officer role. Basically, I didn't take up; they pushed it on me, literally, because they didn't find anyone else. So they literally pushed me one role called secretary, and they said you have to attend TLI. So I went to TLI as well, and the trainer asked, "Guys, you guys are the secretary of the clubs. Do you know what power you are holding?" I was like, "Power as a secretary over the documents, maybe." They were like, because now you guys are know all those pathways and everything. But when I joined Toastmasters, there's no pathways. It was CC. Everything is a paper level one. So all the documents are really important. And the minutes of meetings are very important, because without that, people will lose that where they were standing. Because people give speeches once in a blue moon, right? So they will forget which level they are in and everything. So the minutes of meetings were so important. They said, now you are getting it. Why your role is very important and what power you are holding. And then I asked, what is their power in it? It is just if I make some mistake, they are going to repeat the speech and it is going to be helpful for them, right? And they said, no, it is not like that. Even if you do a mistake, or if you're not making a mistake, you're going to make a difference in someone's life. But make sure it is a positive one, not a negative one. And that's what I realized. Being a leader doesn't mean the power. It is about how you are making a difference in someone's life. And that was my first step of leadership journey. And I started to learn leadership in the entire Toastmasters journey. So here I am to give you 4 important traits of leadership. The first trait, which I will always think, is listen. As rightly pointed out by Ratna Singh, this is one of the trait which I learned from one of my area director, basically. When I was a VP ed, there was an area director named Shivaramakrishnan. I guess you guys can target him also, considering he is also a Tamil person. So what he used to do is he just listen. He rarely talks. We'll be like, why the area director is like very silent? He's not talking at all and everything. But he just listens what we are telling, and he will provide the right solution at the right time. That's where I learned. I straightly started thinking, God, this man has a lot of patience to listen every rant of me. I'm such a chatterbox. And I chat and chat. I was like talking. And he was like, finally, okay. Just like, I talk this much and he says this much. But the way he gave that solution covered all the things whichever I told. That's what I learned. Okay, listening is this one of the trait which is very important in leadership. And that's the first trait I'm going to give you guys. That is listen. Listen to your members on what they want, how they want it, and then brainstorm your ideas and follow all the things according to their need. That is the first trait where people will be happy to be part of. And the second trait is being ethical. Ethical in the sense, once you get a power, always when the leadership comes, always a power also comes, right? It's like, but how Spider-Man says, the great power comes with great responsibility. So when you are in power, make sure you are using it with ethical manner. Treat everyone equally. Don't have favorites. Actually, never have favorites in a leadership, because that never is going to work. Like, people might choose some people like they are favorites and everything, but your work is not going to get done until unless you are choosing the right skilled people. The right skilled people might not be your favorites every time, but the person will be a different things. So treat everyone ethically and equally. And well, we are talking about ethics, automatically it comes, right? Whenever someone do something, appreciate and give the credits to them, right? Then only they also will feel happy about doing something. So the second trait is being ethical. And the third trait, which I'm going to talk about, is adapt yourself. You might have a lot of old ideas with you. Some of the ideas might have worked wonderfully to you, but that is not the only idea which will work out. Open open for new ideas and get the ideas from your team members. Make them feel value. That I felt that it was very powerful one. When I was trying to tell some of the things when I was a coordination chair, that these are the ideas, these are the things, this are we have to do, all those things. And these people come, why not we can do like this? If I was thinking in my old ideas, that wouldn't have become great. When I incorporated a lot of ideas, it started to build as a great idea. So the third trait I will say is adapt yourself. Upgrade yourself to new ideas, upgrade yourself to the new ways and everything. Don't stick always with the old one. Yeah, being old school is very cool. I know, because even I'm a old school, but still you have to upgrade yourself when you're a leader. The fourth trait, the final trait, is developing an environment where it is empowering your people. It is not about when you are becoming a leader, right? And before you become a leader, you will always think like, I need to be very successful, I need to grow myself. But when you became a leader, you have a set of people also to be worried about. Your success won't feel like your success, but when you see others success, your team members success, you will feel that success. I guess that's exactly Saravanan has did not, right? He has been the president, but whatever success he gained, he literally told that it has happened because of everyone, because that is how the leadership work. Leadership never gives success to the leader or the only person. It gives success to the entire people. So that is the final trait I'm going to say, that you have to develop yourself, plus you have to develop your environment to empower the people of yours. So these four traits, when I said this, something it will give you. It is not only the leadership or success or everything. The one thing which is very hard to gain, you can gain when you follow these four traits. That is trust. Very, very important in leadership. Because this is also one of the trait which I learned from one of my area director. He never tell anything like, do this, do that. Nothing he will tell. He will be like, can you do this? And then they will be like, okay, we will try to do. They're like, no. I know that. I trust you can do it. That one word, it will make me feel like, God, this man trusts me more than myself. So let me do. See, that is how you can get the things done, by just trusting people. And you also gain the trust that, okay, this man is someone who it can be accountable. I can rely on this person. And that's where you became a mentor, right? A mentor, a leader, or anything. I might have a lot of roles in my, Toastmasters journey, like all the 7 out of 7 club officers, like CIC coordinator, LDP coordinator, and area director, coronation chair, coronation PR chair, lot of stuff. But I will never, like to be known as this particular title. But I would be loved to people to remember me like Anto as a leader, Anto as a mentor, more than that, Anto as a friend. Right? Those are the relationship people remember. People doesn't remember your titles, but people remember your qualities. And that's what a great leader can do about it. And just listen, just remember these all 4 states. That is L for listening, E for ethical, A for adapt, and D for develop. Just lead. And with this, let me open this forum for questions.
Thank you, DTM Anto. Very well explained about the lead structure. Thank you so much. I have a question.
Yep.
Some people are very good at listening skills. Some people are good at developing a good environment, or some are good at ethical points, right? So, what is your one advice to those people who are good at one and willing to adopt all the 4? I'm like that person. I'm very good at listening, but I'm not sure I'm very good at ethical point. So what is your one advice?
Okay. So during ethical stuff, I actually remember one of the quote from, there is a quote, okay, saying that in leadership, you can't be good person every time. You never can be good for everyone, right? Sometimes you need to take a decision which is correct. It is not about how many people are raising the hands for that, but it's about how much it is going to be effective for the people. That's where the ethical things comes up, right? When you wanted to do the right thing, just do the right thing. I just remember that one particular dialogue from one of my favorite series, Once Upon a Time. You don't do the right thing just for a reward. You do the thing because it is right. Right. So that is how you will be doing it. You have to build up that ethical. See, without ethics, I don't think that we will be able to, we cannot please everyone. Right. So even in my area director tenure, I had a position where I wanted to support my entire club people than the division director. That time it is kind of a, people will say just agree with the division director and go. But I really didn't feel that that is the correct thing, because my people have worked too much and they need the credit. And that is the right thing to do. So that's where I stood up. So that is what defines you. And that is why still those club members still respect me, because I was standing with them when they needed it. Not the division director, or a division director also likes me, right? Because I have did a lot of things to them. But still, the thing is like, it's about your quality. That makes people remember you. That is what I will say. So try to build that skills. So that's nothing like you can't build a skill at all. These are traits and skills. It's kind of like can be built. So that's why if you are seeing in Toastmasters, we have clearly say Toast where leaders are made, not where leaders are born. Because leaders can be made by just developing these skills. So that's my take on your question. Hope it answers.
That's why we all like you, John.
Thank you, Anto. I have a question.
Yep.
How to motivate the members?
That's the most difficult question you can ever say. And I will say that it is nearly impossible also sometimes. Okay. Because I managed a club for nearly 2 years or 3 years. I managed a dying club. Bhupati knows this much better than me, actually. So it's kind of like I was managing a dying club, literally. So it is literally dying, and we are trying to pull people to come meetings. You know what we did was, we were trying some innovations over there. Like, that's where the innovation comes into picture. That's where you can learn innovation in Toastmasters to motivate people. We tried something like t-shirts, similar t-shirts. Like we started putting all the XCOM members, we started putting and going everywhere to attract people, come to our club kind of stuffs. And then with the help of Bhupati sir, we got Aaron Beverly to our club. And we tried to do an open house and all those stuffs. So that is the time, the motivation doesn't come from outside. That is one thing I learned it. The motivation always comes from inside, not from others. Actually, you should have that spark. Unless we tried a lot of stuffs, but at one point we thought, nah, this is not going to work out. All these, so we were thinking we are just pulling all the other people and we are losing the current, active members because they are getting burnt out. So that's why we thought this is not going to work out. Now let's take a stand of closing this club and transferring these members to a proper club so that at least these people get that thing. So that is a very, very decision, which is very hard decision to take. But still, we were to stand there because we were losing the active members as well. So that's where the things comes. But that is a hard way I learned that motivation cannot be done from outside. It should be inside. So you need to just remember why they need to be there. You need to remind them why they joined Toastmasters, why you guys did this. Just remind them and reignite their spark in them. Then that motivation automatically comes. You cannot create a motivation to someone else, but you can reignite the motivation inside them. That is what I will say, that is my take on your question. Hope it answers.
Thank you. Thank you, Anto.
And I have
Thank
a
you.
question. We talked about the motivation, right? So you have been a member for a long time. The motivation is more when we have online meeting or in-person meeting.
Okay. I'm a fan of in-person meeting, considering I don't want to sit and talk first thing and I can move around. I'm someone who can roam around the stage and talk. And this is kind of like confining me into a small Zoom box. So that's what it is. Kind of like what I will suggest is this is also a personal one, right? So everyone will like a different thing. Some people, they are they're professional, they are more might be attending a lot of online meetings to their clients and everyone. So for them, online meeting, they will be happy about it, right? But for someone like me, I'm someone who like to talk a lot, roam around, sometimes I dance around, all those things, okay, during my speeches and everything. So for me, it is kind of like in person is better for me. So it depends on the people's preference, and more than that, it depends on the people's what they need. That is the thing. It's kind of it's very simple, okay? So you think like you are a salesman and a customer, and you are going to a customer and you cannot say that I like this, so you get it. Right? But what you can do is to that person, what do you need? And I can give that. That will always works. So that depends on the people. It never be like, I like it, so you like it. Not like that. What do you like it? I'll give that one. That is how it goes actually. Hope that answers.
Thank you.
Hi,
Yeah.
Toastmaster Anto. Yeah, you mentioned you were a chatterbox, but you turned to a listener from your, experience. So, can you share some tips and tricks to become a active listener from active speaker? See, many times I too have a problem, that similar problem.
Okay. I will suggest Toastmaster is the best platform for that, actually. I joined Toastmasters for two reasons. One is networking, and second one is listening skill. So for some of the entire Toastmasters meetings, I always take this evaluator and the general evaluator routes, or the tag rules. Very important one. People say that the tag rules is very easy. Just you need to show the timer cards, or you just need to count how many hours they are using. So I thought I will challenge it better so that I can improve myself better. For the timer role, I started noting down how much time they are spending on the opening, how much time they are spending in the body and conclusion, how their speech is timely balanced. Such kind of challenges I started taking as a timer. That time I got more improvement on listening skill, because I want to know when their opening is stopping and when their body is starting. All those things I wanted to know. So I need to listen, I need to analyze myself, and then I need to prepare the timing. Similarly, hour counter. So it is not about just counting how many hours are there. I thought I can make it a difference, like when they are using that hour, when they are trying to recollect, or when they are not getting the words that time, or how they are using that ah. So like that, I challenged myself. So when I challenged myself, it was helping them also to know where they are using us, and where they are using the curse words and everything. And in timer also, how to balance a speech, that also they were able to do that. In the meantime, I am getting a value word that I'm listening more. So that's where I started to listen a lot. And in Toastmasters, this is how I used all these roles to listen myself. I hope this can help you as well. Okay. Hope if there is no questions, I guess then we are good enough to close. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Ratna Singh.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful. And also, I really love the way we all have raised the questions and you have patiently and very clearly explained to us. And we thank once again. And with